Hello there everyone, this is Brother Birch. In this video I will be teaching you how to use Visual Studio Code to both connect to the Linux lab, edit, submit assignments, navigate easily, the whole shebang. So go to Google, type in VS Code download, click on the first link that comes up. In here, just click on whichever one is your operating system. You can just go through the installer, leave all the defaults, that's just fine. Once that's finished, go ahead and open up Visual Studio Code. And it will look something like this. You might have like an introductory page, but you're going to want to click on this extensions button down here. All right, you'll click on that and you'll type in simple FTP. All right, and you'll click on this FTP simple extension and you want to install this. Okay, now this will work on any one of the operating systems. It's just it's just an extension of Visual Studio Code. Once it's installed, I'm going to hit F1. All right. Now, depending on your computer, you might have to hold the FN and then hit F1. But hit F1 and then you'll click on this FTP simple config FTP connection setting. All right. This will come up. You want to change your name to whatever you want to call this connection. So I'll just say Linux server. My host. Let's go ahead and go into iLearn. I'm just in our course inside of modules. I'll click on getting set up in the Linux lab. And I'll just click on this Apple Macintosh learn how, or using a terminal. Regardless, this is what I need right here is that IP address. All right, and again for this IP address, we can use for this last chunk of the IP address, I can use 201 through 210. Any of them will work. Port has to be 215. We're going to set this to SFTP, not just FTP. Okay. Username. This will be what you log into BYUI with, but all lowercase. And then your password, go ahead and put in your password, whatever it is. If you haven't changed your password, the default password will be temple for DPC. All right, and then your path is going to be /home/ and then your BYUI email. So most likely it looks something like, if I was a Jones, it might look like JON 19007 or something like that. It might look something like that. But that would be your path, okay? My path is just birchn because that's also my email. And then you will leave both of these as set to true, okay? You'll go ahead and save this. You can just hold Control S or go over here and hit save. Either one works. And then this will be set up as a connection that you can have here in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so I just closed that. I'm going to hit F1 again, and this time I'm going to type in remote. Okay, you probably want to have all of these. I have a different extension on here, but what you're going to want to click on is the simple FTP, if I can find it. Give me one sec. All right, let's try this. So I'm hitting F1, and I'm going to say FTP simple remote directory open to workspace. Okay, and if you type in remote, as long as you don't have other extensions, this should show up. But this is the one that you want to click on, remote directory open to workspace. Look at that, I have my Linux server, and that's what we just set up in our config file. I can click on that, and it says select the path you want to open. Well, that path is already there from my configuration file, so I'm just going to click on the current directory. It says please wait, remote info downloading. It'll open up a new window for me, and you can see here I am. All right. You don't have to worry about any of these things that have the dot in front of them, okay? These would regularly be hidden files that you can't see. The only things that I have created are this 124 folder and this CS124 folder or directory, okay? And I could click on these, I could see my assignments. I could open up one of these, I could just double click on it and open it. If I wanted to make a change in here, I could. And so this makes it really easy to save your assignments, right? I'm just gonna put in a little comment right here saying, this is testing the awesomeness of VS Code. Okay, so I have that comment, I'm gonna save it. I just hit Control S to save it. And it asks me if I wanna overwrite that file. And I'll say, yes, I do, because I just saved it. That's what I wanna do. All right, now I still have to run all of my Linux commands, okay? So I'm gonna click on Terminal and hit New Terminal. All right, and you can see this is running from my computer. It's allowing me to connect to this remote workspace, so I could still type in ls here and it'd show me this file tree and show me everything over here, and I could go into 124 and things like that. But what I want to do is I want to make a new SSH connection. Okay, so if I go back into here, now again, I clicked on getting set up in the Linux lab, and this was for a Mac, but I'm just going to copy this whole thing right here. All right, and I'm going to paste it right here. Okay, so I have to change this to my username, which is birchn. For you, would be just whatever you use to log into BYUI with, and then the computer IP address. Okay, that was that this guy right here. Okay, so I copy that, and I just right-clicked right there to paste it, and then port 215. Okay, I can leave all of that the way that it is. Let me close that. So I have SSH-X birchn at that IP address on port 215. So hit enter. Yes, I want to hit yes for that so that I can actually log in, and then I would type in my password. Notice I just typed in my password and it doesn't show anything. That's just how Linux works. Okay, but now I'm connected. Okay, so now in here I can type in ls again. It shows the two folders that I have, the two directories. I can say cd cs124, cd, whoops, I don't want that. I'm going to go back a directory, cd 124. That's where I have all my assignments and things. I can say cd assignments, unit 1, and here's my assignments. Okay, so right now I'm in 124 assignments, unit 1, and I'm in that same place here in my terminal. Okay, now I could open up one of these files and basically see if it was changed and things, and I could run my compile command, see if this will work on my first assignment, and it looks like it compiled successfully. I want to print this out just to see what it looks like to make sure that it's all up to date with my changes. I can type in cat, and you can see this is testing the awesomeness of Visual Studio Code. Okay, so it did get that change in there. Now, if I deleted that line of code and hit save, I'd be like, yes, I want to overwrite that. And if I run that same command in here, you'll notice that that comment is now gone. All right, I can compile this again, make sure it compiles. I can run testbed. Okay, all my regular commands. And once I know I'm ready to submit, I can just say submit assignment10.cpp and say, yes, that's where I want to submit it to. And the submit was successful. Okay, so with this setup, all right, I would recommend that you save this command that we used, all right, but the one that you actually used with your username and your IP address, just save it somewhere on your computer that's easy to access. So that anytime you open up Visual Studio Code, you'll open up here and you can see all your files and things that you've edited. And when you want to edit a file, you can just double click on it, come over here, make your changes, and then you can come down here, make sure you're in the same directory, okay, and then you can just run their commands. You can compile it and everything, and so forth. So if you have any questions, just let me know, but feel free to pause and stop this video as much as you want until you get a good feel for this. And yeah, I hope that this is helpful for you.